All right, welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're diving into something I know a lot of you are really interested in, and that's how to potentially make some income even when you're not working in 2025. We're calling this the passive income deep dive, and we've actually uncovered 15 different potential methods to explore.
And we know you want the info fast, so that's what we're going to deliver, right? We'll break down these 15 methods, make it crystal clear, and hopefully get those wheels turning for your own financial plans.
Yeah, absolutely. And the cool thing is, the research we've done has brought up a huge range of ideas, from some pretty standard investment stuff to like completely new digital strategies that are popping up all over the place.
It really is a diverse landscape out there, and that's great because there are options for practically everyone, no matter what your interests are or what you're good at.
Totally. So what we're aiming for today is to give you a solid understanding of all 15 methods so that by the time we're done, you have a clear picture of which ones might be worth looking into further, really align with what you're hoping to achieve in 2025.
Sounds good. Ready to dive in?
Let's do it. Okay, first up, something super fundamental. High-yield savings accounts and CDs. I mean, we all know the basic idea here. You put your money in an account and it earns interest.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But what makes this really interesting now as we're looking ahead to 2025 is that interest rates are potentially going to be higher than we've seen in a while. Our sources suggest we might see APYs, that's annual percentage yields, in the 4 to 5% range.
And that could add up to a decent chunk of change, right? Like if you put $10,000 in an account with, say, a 5% APY, you could potentially earn what, like $400 to $500 a year just for having the money sit there. That being said, is there anything we should be wary of with these accounts? Anything that sounds too good to be true usually is, right?
Yeah, that's a really important point. You always want to be aware of the details. So things like introductory rates that expire or penalties for withdrawing money from a CD early are things to watch out for. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is to go with an FDIC-insured bank. That's the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. It protects your deposits up to a certain amount.
Right, so that FDIC insurance gives you a nice safety net. Let's move on to another way to make your money work for you. Dividend stocks and ETFs. So in this case, you're basically buying a piece of a company, right? How does that lead to you actually receiving income?
Well, when you own shares of companies that pay dividends, you get a portion of their profits paid out to you regularly. It's that simple. Just for holding the stock, you're getting a little income stream.
And our sources had some really recognizable examples of companies known for paying dividends, like Coca-Cola, Apple, Johnson & Johnson. But how can we be sure those dividends will keep coming, especially if the economy takes a downturn in 2025?
You're right to think about that. Just because a company has a history of paying dividends doesn't guarantee they'll continue forever. You have to look deeper. So one thing to check is their payout ratio. That's the percentage of their earnings that they pay out as dividends. If it's too high, it might not be sustainable. Luckily, there are tons of financial analysis tools out there that can help you figure this out.
Okay, so some homework is definitely involved. Now, for those who want to spread their risk a bit, there's also the option of dividend ETFs or exchange-traded funds, things like VYM or SCHD. What's the benefit of going the ETF route?
Basically, dividend ETFs hold a bunch of different dividend-paying stocks. So instead of putting all your eggs in one basket, so to speak, you're instantly diversified across a bunch of companies. Reduces the risk if one company doesn't do so well.
Makes sense. Diversification is almost always a good idea. Now, the sources also mentioned reinvesting those dividends. Can you break down why that's a good strategy?
Sure. Reinvesting means you take the cash dividends you get and use that money to buy more shares of the same stock or ETF. So over time, you're not just earning dividends on your initial investment, but also on all the additional shares you've bought with those reinvested dividends. It's like a snowball effect. Your earnings are generating more earnings.
Got it. Compounding, it's a beautiful thing when it works in your favor. Okay, so far we've talked about ways to make your money work for you, right? Now let's talk about real estate, but without the traditional landlord headaches. And that's where REITs come in, right? Real estate investment trusts.
Precisely. REITs let you invest in a portfolio of income-producing properties, but without the hassles of actually owning and managing those properties directly. It's like buying shares in a company that owns a bunch of apartment buildings, shopping malls, office spaces, things like that.
So you're basically a shareholder reaping the benefits of real estate without having to deal with tenants and repairs and all that. And our sources say that REITs often pay pretty high dividends. Why is that?
Well, there's a regulatory thing here. Most REITs are legally obligated to distribute a big chunk of their taxable income, something like 90%, to their shareholders in the form of dividends. That makes them really attractive for investors looking for regular income. And just like stocks, you can usually buy and sell shares of REITs through your regular brokerage account.
Easy peasy. Our sources even gave us some specific examples: Realty Income, ticker symbol O, and the VNQ ETF, which is more diversified across different types of real estate. But thinking ahead to 2025, do you think certain sectors within real estate might perform better than others, and how would that impact these investments?
That's a really insightful question. You're absolutely right. Different parts of the real estate market, like residential, commercial, industrial, they don't all move in the same direction. For example, if interest rates stay high in 2025, commercial real estate values might take a hit. So when you're looking at REIT ETFs like VNQ, it's smart to check what types of properties they hold, to make sure it aligns with your risk tolerance and how you think the real estate market's going to play out.
Good point. It's always about managing that risk.
Okay, now for something totally different. Airbnb automation. We all know what Airbnb, right? But how do you actually make it a more passive income stream? Because managing those bookings and guests seems pretty hands-on.
That's where the magic of automation comes in. See, with traditional rentals, you're much more involved. But with Airbnb, you can use all sorts of services and tech to do a lot of the heavy lifting for you. Things like automated check-in and check-out with smart locks. You can hire cleaning services remotely, and there's software that adjusts your prices based on demand. Pretty slick, right?
So you're basically setting up systems to run the show for you. Now, the sources also mentioned this thing called rental arbitrage. It sounds perfect for someone who doesn't even own a property. Tell me more about that, and what are some of the biggest challenges you'd need to overcome to make this work in 2025? Okay, so rental arbitrage is essentially where you rent a property from a landlord and then sublet it on Airbnb. So you don't own the place, but you're making money off the difference between your rent and what you charge your Airbnb guests. The biggest hurdles. Well, first, you need your landlord's permission, and a lot of leases don't allow subletting. Then there are local laws about short-term rentals. Those can be tricky. And finally, you're managing this property remotely, so you have to be on top of things to make sure your guests have a good experience.
Definitely some things to think about there. Now let's jump into the world of digital content. Ebooks and digital products, that seems like the classic example of the create once, sell forever model, right?
Yeah, that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
You put in the work up front to create something, and then you can sell it over and over again with very little extra effort. And platforms like Amazon KDP, that's Kindle Direct Publishing for ebooks, and Gumroad for all sorts of digital products, they make it super easy to get your stuff out there and sell it.
And it's not just ebooks, right? What other kinds of digital products are we talking about here?
Oh, tons of stuff. Think digital planners, templates for productivity, things like that. Then there are website themes, design elements, online courses teaching specific skills, downloadable software tools, even stock photos and music. All of those can be created once and sold to lots of different people. In fact, one of the sources had this example of a woman, let's call her Sarah, who spent a weekend writing a guide about her gardening hobby, put it up for sale, and months later, it's still making her a couple $100 a month. Not bad for a weekend project, right?
Yeah, that's amazing. It really shows the possibilities. Now, another creative avenue, print-on-demand businesses. So this is basically getting your designs out there without having to deal with inventory and shipping. Is that right?
Exactly. With print on demand, you don't have to store any products. You just upload your designs to platforms like Redbubble, Teespring, Printful, and there are a bunch of them.
Mm-hmm.
And when someone orders a product with your design, whether it's a t-shirt, a mug, a phone case, whatever, the platform handles everything, the production, the printing, the shipping, all of it. You just collect your commission on each sale.
So you get to be creative, and someone else takes care of all the logistics. Sounds perfect. And our sources even mention that AI tools are becoming more and more helpful for designing stuff. That's got to be a game changer, especially for folks who aren't like professional designers.
Yeah, it's really opening up the field. There are AI tools that can help you generate images and designs, even if you don't have traditional design skills. So the barrier to entry is getting lower and lower. It's exciting.
Okay, let's talk about YouTube, specifically YouTube automation, this idea of creating videos without having to be on camera. That appeals to a lot of people. How does that actually work?
So the basic idea is to make engaging videos in a specific niche, but you don't have to show your face. You can use AI-generated voiceovers, stock footage, images, animation stuff. There are lots of ways to do it. You can even compile existing content if it falls under fair use guidelines. The important thing is to deliver something valuable or entertaining that your target audience will enjoy.
And how do these automated YouTube channels actually make money?
A few different ways. The main one is through YouTube's AdSense program. You basically get paid based on the number of views your videos get and how many people click on the ads that are shown. And as your channel grows, you might be able to get sponsorships from companies that fit your niche, or you can add affiliate links in your video descriptions. That way, if someone buys something through your link, you get a commission.
The examples we saw in our research were things like motivational videos, personal finance tips, historical facts. It seems like there's a lot of room for creativity in terms of what kind of content you can make.
Absolutely. The key is to find a niche that has a big engaged audience and then consistently put out high quality content, even if it's automated. And of course, you have to optimize your videos for search so people can actually find them on YouTube. SEO is still king.
All right, now let's talk about something a bit more established. Building a blog or a website focused on SEO. That's all about attracting readers with content about a specific topic, right?
Exactly. The strategy here is to pick a niche or area where you have some expertise, and then create a website or blog that provides really valuable information for people interested in that topic. By consistently putting out great content, you can attract organic traffic from search engines like Google. That's where SEO comes in. It's all about making sure your content and website are structured in a way that helps you rank higher in search results.
And how do you turn those readers into passive income?
Well, there are a few common ways to monetize a website or blog. One is through ad networks like Google AdSense. You basically display ads on your site and earn money based on how many people see those ads or click on them. Then there's sponsored content, where you partner with companies to create articles or reviews about their products or services. And of course, there's affiliate marketing, which we talked about earlier, where you recommend products and get a commission on the sales.
The sources we looked at had some really good examples of successful affiliate marketing websites. NerdWallet and The Points Guy are two that come to mind. They provide really useful information in their niches, personal finance and travel, respectively, and they make money through affiliate partnerships. They also mention SEO tools like Ahrefs and SEMrush. What do those do, and how can they help someone build this kind of income stream?
Those are incredibly powerful tools. They give you a ton of data about what people are searching for online. They can analyze how your website is performing in search results, help you figure out which keywords to target with your content, and even let you see what your competitors are doing. They're essential if you want to understand the online landscape and optimize your site for traffic.
Okay, that makes sense. Let's move on to a more direct way of monetizing your content. Subscription-based newsletters. This is about giving your subscribers premium content for a recurring fee, right?
Yeah, that's the basic idea. You create a newsletter that's so good, so packed with valuable information, that people are willing to pay for it regularly, usually monthly or yearly. Platforms like Substack and Patreon have made it really easy to set up and manage paid subscriptions.
One of our sources gave an example, and it was pretty eye-opening. They said if you charge $5 a month and get 1,000 subscribers, that's $5,000 a month in passive income. Of course, getting to 1,000 subscribers takes work, but it shows the potential.
For sure. The key is to deliver consistently excellent content that people feel is worth paying for. That could be in-depth analysis, exclusive news and insights, curated resources, a unique perspective, whatever it is, it has to be valuable to your audience.
Makes sense. Now let's talk about using your existing skills and knowledge to create passive income, selling online courses. This feels like a natural next step for someone who's already creating good free content, right?
Absolutely. If you're an expert in something or have valuable skills to share, creating and selling an online course is a great way to generate passive income. Platforms like Udemy, Teachable, Coursera, they provide everything you need to host your course materials, manage student enrollment, process payments, it's all there.
Our research turned up a ton of potential course topics, from technical stuff like programming and marketing to things like fitness, creative arts, really anything you can think of.
Yeah, the beauty of online courses is that you can reach people all over the world. And once you've created the course and uploaded it, it can generate income for years with very little extra effort from you, maybe some updates here and there, and interacting with students.
Now let's get a little more technical. App and software royalties. This sounds like it requires some serious tech skills, or at least a willingness to pay someone who has those skills.
You're right. Developing and monetizing apps, or SaaS, which is software as a service, can be pretty technical. But if you know how to code, or you're willing to team up with a developer, there's a lot of potential for recurring revenue. You can sell your app in app stores, charge subscriptions, or license it to others.
Some of the examples our sources gave were things like templates for productivity apps like Notion, personal budgeting apps, AI-powered writing tools, all sorts of digital tools that people use every day. And it's good to know that even if you don't know how to code, you can still bring your idea to life by working with a developer.
Exactly. You can focus on figuring out what problem you want to solve and how to design a great user experience, and then let the developers handle the technical side. It's a great way to collaborate.
Okay, let's talk about crypto specifically, crypto and DeFi staking. Now, our sources were very clear that this is a high-risk, high-reward type of thing.
Right, and that's important to keep in mind. So crypto and DeFi staking, it basically involves locking up your crypto holdings in a specific network or protocol for a certain amount of time. In return, you earn rewards, usually in the form of more crypto. Platforms like Lido Finance for Ethereum or centralized exchanges like Coinbase, they offer staking services for various cryptocurrencies.
So you're basically using your existing crypto to earn more crypto, but like you said, high risk, high reward. What are some of the risks involved here?
Well, the biggest risk is volatility. The value of cryptocurrencies can change drastically and very quickly. So while you might be earning a percentage return on your stake assets, the actual value of those assets could plummet, wiping out any gains you made, maybe even leading to a loss. You really need to understand those risks and only invest what you can afford to lose. And of course, do your research on the specific protocols and cryptocurrencies you're considering.
Got it. Definitely not for the faint of heart. Okay, how about automated drop shipping? This sounds like a way to run an online store without having to manage a ton of inventory.
That's exactly what it is. You create an online store, list products for sale. But here's the key. You don't actually have to keep any of those products in stock yourself. When a customer places an order, you buy it from a third-party supplier and they ship it directly to your customer. And the best part is, platforms like Shopify offer tools and integrations that can automate a lot of this process, like order fulfillment, inventory updates, even customer communication.
Our sources mention services like Zendrop and CJ Dropshipping. What do those platforms do?
They're basically intermediaries that connect you with a bunch of different suppliers, and they provide tools that help you automate things like product sourcing, adding products to your store, and fulfilling orders. Some even offer automatic tracking updates, so you don't have to deal with that. It really streamlines the whole process.
Okay, last but not least, let's talk about affiliate marketing. This is a classic passive income strategy, and it's all about recommending products and earning commissions, right?
That's right. With affiliate marketing, you partner with companies and promote their products or services to your audience. You get unique affiliate links, and when someone clicks on your link and makes a purchase, you earn a commission. There are huge affiliate networks like Amazon Associates, ClickBank, ShareASale. They're like marketplaces that connect merchants with people who want to become affiliate marketers.
Our sources gave a pretty clear example. They said, imagine you're promoting a product that costs $1,000 and you get a 10% commission. That's $100 for every sale you make. If you have a large audience, those commissions can really add up. But how do you actually build an audience and get people to trust your recommendations enough to buy something in 2025? It seems like it takes more than just posting a bunch of links.
You're absolutely right. Building an audience and gaining trust is essential. And the key is to create valuable content. Whether it's blog posts, videos, social media updates, whatever you're doing, it has to genuinely help your audience. When you recommend products within that helpful content, it doesn't feel so salesy. Transparency is also really important. You need to let people know that you're an affiliate for certain products, that you're making money from those recommendations. That builds trust. And ultimately, you have to promote products that you truly believe in, products that align with your audience's needs. That's how you build a sustainable business.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, final one, and this one's for the creatives out there. Licensing your work. This seems like a great option for people who are already making content and want to find another way to monetize it.
Absolutely. Licensing your work basically means you're selling the rights for other people to use your creative content. That could be photographs, videos, music tracks, even software code, pretty much anything you create. And there are platforms like Shutterstock, Adobe Stock, Pond5, where you can upload your content and earn royalties whenever someone licenses it.
So let's say you're a photographer. You could upload your photos to one of these platforms, and every time someone uses one of your pictures for a website or an ad or whatever, you get paid. Our sources even gave the example of a sound effect that went viral and ended up making its creator thousands of dollars in licensing fees. It's crazy to think that one piece of content can have that kind of earning power.
It's true. Once you upload your work and make it available for licensing, it can generate passive income for years to come, and you don't have to do a whole lot to maintain it. It's pretty amazing.
Wow, that was a whirlwind tour of 15 potential paths to passive income in 2025. It's really inspiring to see so many options, from tried and true investments to all the new things happening in the digital world.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And as we've discussed, no matter what you're interested in, whether it's investing, real estate, creating content, building an online business, this idea of generating income without actively working is a powerful tool for achieving your financial goals. It's about creating financial flexibility and freedom.
And as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this question to talk about. With all these different approaches out there, what's one small step you can take in the coming year to introduce even a little bit of passive income into your life? It's worth considering.
Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive. Until next time.
See you then.